Heyo, we back in Salt Lake City. I have about a month off, so I thought that would be the perfect time to make a little video about one of Salt Lake's most treasured art installations. The one that's been requested the most by my peers. That's right, today's video will explore the secrets and mysteries behind Gilgal Sculpture Garden. Gilgal Sculpture Garden as a whole is composed of 12 original statues and over 70 stones engraved with scriptures, poems, and literary texts, which are all envisioned, designed, and created by one man, Thomas Battersby Child, Jr. The sculpture garden is described as Child's desire to give physical form to his deep-felt beliefs. Child wrote, quote,
"If you want to be brought down to earth in your thinking and studying, try to make your thoughts express themselves with your hands."
The sculpture garden is the only identified visionary art environment in Utah, whatever that means. I first discovered Gilgal back around 2012. What a year. Here's a picture of me with my brother. Look at those socks. And I've revisited the sculpture garden several times since then. I like this place because it's kind of hidden. I mean, it's not a secret either, it's open to the public. I just mean to say that it's not immediately visible. You could pass it by without ever realizing it. It's located at 749 East and 500 South, pretty close to Trolley Square. Walking into this place feels like you're walking into some forgotten oasis. An oasis surrounded by parking garages and apartment complexes. And unlike a certain statue of a particular communist dictator, the sculpture garden actually provides you with detailed pamphlets that have descriptions of all the statues and explains the history of the garden. The creator, Child, was a dedicated member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and his sculptures most definitely reflect that. All of the sculptures and engravings tie back to a biblical story or carry some significance to the Mormon Church. The most famous sculpture in the garden is a 25-ton Egyptian sphinx with the head of the founder and first prophet of the LDS Church, Joseph Smith. Joseph Sphinx, if you will. The Sphinx represents Child's belief that the answers to life's great questions cannot be discovered with the intellect, but only through faith, as the Sphinx is an ancient symbol of riddles and mystery. Another statue I quite admire is this nice fellow over here, which depicts the biblical story of the captain who appeared to Joshua and gave him a plan to assure the Israelites' victory of Jericho. I like that the head of the statue remains uncarved. Child actually commented on this design choice, saying, quote,
"I intended to leave it as it is, thereby taking advantage of the liberties of modern art. The nature of this monument does not require accuracy. It is sometimes more potent to suggest and cause wonderment than to explain in detail."
Well said, Child. Child even has a self-portrait of sorts, with this monument depicting himself with his many tools. This monument perfectly embodies the spirit of Child, as the figure holds a Bible in one arm and blueprints in the other. And just look at those pants. They're made of brick. That's so cute. Behind him lies the LDS 10th Ward, where Child served as a bishop for 19 years. Looking around the sculpture garden, one has to appreciate the sheer dedication Child had to his craft. He often hired large trucks and heavy equipment to extract the stones and bring them to his yard. He actually pioneered a new sculpting technique with his welder son-in-law and assistant Brian Higgs. The technique involved using an oxyacetylene torch to remove waste rock. The torch also fused the surface of the remaining stone, giving it a polished sheen. Gilgal wasn't always this well maintained. In fact, Gilgal was only turned into a public park in 2000 through the help of the Friends of Gilgal Garden organization in Salt Lake City itself. This prevented developers from turning the land into a set of apartment buildings, which was an actual thing people wanted to do in the 90s. Like, could you imagine that? That would have been so depressing. But before the year 2000, it was just someone's backyard with a bunch of strange statues. It was known by many teenagers at the time as a secret place to do less than legal activities in the late of night. Child passed away in 1963, but his legacy still lives on through the many statues and pieces of art that he was able to create throughout his lifetime, which is a much greater legacy than most. I mean, you don't see people talking about anyone else from Salt Lake during this time. Alright, that's probably going to do it for this video. Thinking about coming up with a name for this series of little documentaries. Something with alliteration, you know? Maybe Dylan Docs. See what I did there with the it's documentaries, and I was wearing Doc Martens, the shoes, and my name's Dylan. When will it be my turn to be happy? Anyways, I'll be in South. Um, I'll be in South Korea next time you see me. So hopefully I can make some fun videos while I'm over there. But till then, I'll see ya.
What the hell was that?